Okay, this is November 1st, 2021 here in Kitchener, Ontario, Zone 5. It's been a while since I've done an update, so I should try and do a quick one here. I've just been so busy with stuff, not necessarily even garden stuff, so I haven't been able to come out and make an update, but I should talk a little bit. I've been out here today doing quite a lot of work, so I can talk a little bit about it. Let's go all the way to the back of the yard to start with. So this is really the only spot I could find where I could create a soil pile. So this is right in the back corner of the yard. And this is all all the soil from my containers, from the plants that I'm retiring. We can just take a quick look back here. I've got these wood frames that I made them a couple years ago and they've never really served any good purpose. They've kind of, framed things in, but it's never really worked out too well. This area here will be my soil pile, and it's gradually filling up. I did all of this today, and there's nothing too important under there. There's some ivy that has grown in from the neighbor's yard, and there's a bunch of that is being smothered, but I'm not too worried about the ivy. I should talk about. So I've sawn down all of these buckthorn back here. And there's a Manitoba maple here, box elder, I think it's also called. So that was a box elder. These are buckthorn with some of that box elder in between. That's the gray bark. The buckthorn is these black barked guys. And there's one tree back there that I couldn't get to. I've got this cheap electric chainsaw that it's a kind of a pain to work with, and I got frustrated with it and I didn't do that last tree. I've got another tree back here that I've done a pretty thorough job on, and I got the big stuff with the chainsaw before it quit on me, and I can service the chainsaw, but it's annoying. And then I've got this handheld, it's a cordless Ryobi reciprocating saw, and I got in and I got most of the small branches. There's a few left on there that I gotta get. But anyway, I've mostly taken all the growth off of these buckthorn, and as I've said in many videos, I had to do, and I should have done in the spring. It would have been an easier job. And you can see a humongous pile of brush over there, which I need to break down. My neighbor has a small chipper, and he's offered to let me use it to work with this material. But anyway, these buckthorn stumps, I'm going to try and pollard them. I believe it's called pollarding when you cut them at a certain height and then the growth just comes back. I've done this to them before, and it may look pretty extreme, but they're going to come back from that no problem. These are very weedy, terrible trees, but I'm going to keep them because they provide the hedge there. The rest, what else can we talk about here? I'm just collecting debris, trying to clear out these areas. This is a little bit more spacious here. I still haven't really made a dent in anything back there, but I've cleared out a whole bunch of stuff here. Been kind of ruthless today. As you can see from the soil pile, there's a bunch of root balls, and that's from just a bunch of maybe eggplants and tomatoes that, they're done. This is, it's been very, very warm, but cold weather's coming in, might get a frost tonight, and anyway, so a lot of plants got sacrificed there. Just come back through here. I'm trying to slowly get these cages out of here, but some of them still have beans growing through, and I'm going to let the frost kill that. Now, I don't really know. I'm not using these for fresh beans, but I don't know if will the frost destroy the seed bean. I imagine not. Look at this humongous cluster of beans here. So that's a scarlet runner bean. I saw when it was flowering, it brought in a lot of hummingbirds. So I'm going to grow that again next year. These Romanesco cauliflower, this is the result that I'm getting. I've let these go all season. I'm going to take a very different approach next year. But there's something there to harvest. They're nice fresh eating. They have a very interesting cauliflower taste. I've done quite a lot of clear out in these beds. This nasturtium here which at this time of year is making beautiful flowers. It was growing over the side of that, but I've draped it across the bed here. I've kind of done, I like to go through and get all these leaves. I don't like the whole maple leaves. They really get in the way and annoy me. So I haven't cleared out this section yet. This is all maybe parsnips. There's a few parsnips in here. I don't know if they're any good. But anyway, I like to clear these leaves out, and then I've topped up the beds with a bunch of compost that I have. So I'm just trying to get all my material shuffled around. It's a real shuffling game. You can, the leaves keep falling. There's some beautifully colored Swiss chard here that I can harvest. Very nice Calabos cabbage. That's the one nice one that I have. I've got a few other plants growing, but they're not as nice. Not trying to go into any great detail on anything back here. I know there's some stuff I need to bring in. I think I'm going to bring in this rosemary, which is flowering. I think I'll bring that inside, but I've got a few smaller rosemary that I'm going to try and overwinter outside, see if that works. And if that does work, then eventually all the rosemary will just be outside. A lot of these pepper plants are really toward the end, but some of them have a few fruits on them. I think I'm just going to take those fruits. If they're not destroyed tonight, if there's not a killing frost tonight, I don't know. I'm going to let these go maybe a little bit longer. I've cleared out all the mulch from this. I try and recover my mulch. From this container, I have not recovered my mulch. What I'm talking about is this bark mulch. I try and recover that and reuse it. And so it's a bit painstaking to clear out these leaves. I can't just grab in there and get all the stuff out. I want the leaves out. I don't like these maple leaves, like I was starting to say earlier. So I try and get all the maple leaves out and just recover the bark. And the leaves, I want to compost them or process them or do something with them because they're quite annoying. So I bother to clean them up. I don't like leaving them lying around. I've done a huge amount of cleanup here today. I've got this lawn section. I got to get these leaves off of it. I might try and use I've got an electric leaf blower. Maybe that's the best way to get after that. I've got all these empty containers here. Here's my my hostas. Some of them I've taken all the foliage off. Some of them are still showing some foliage here. So these I'm going to store in the shed for the winter. So I'm just kind of getting stuff moved into position to deal with it. Let's take a look at this nice, I think that's probably an Empress of India nasturtium flower there. Just shuffling stuff around. Take another look at that pile of brush. I don't know if it's showing up how big and daunting of a task that is on camera. Just continuously, not being too thorough cleaning up the leaves because more keep falling, but grabbing leaves. I'm going to go through a huge collection of leaves. I've got it all in the driveway. I'm going to go through that huge pile of leaves with the lawnmower and try and get some fine material out of it. I've really let a lot of stuff go here late in the season. If there's a frost tonight, all of this stuff has to come in. So I need to probably just get it all in. There's one last thing I want to talk about before we go here. I was just having dinner, and the thing that inspired me to make the video actually was this eggplant. So this, this is the refuse pile here, the carcass of the eggplant. I just roasted it whole. So here's, I harvested this eggplant. I had a great year for eggplant. This is off one of my plants. This was Ping Tung Long, I believe, beautiful purple eggplant. And I just threw the whole thing on the grill and roasted it whole. I didn't prepare it in any way. And, the steak's nice too, but this eggplant was so great. I've cut it open here, and you can see that it just peels away, peels away clean from the skin. You can see from these skins, all the flesh came away. And I'm going to discard that skin, but what a result for eggplant. So I might just, I used to do quite an elaborate procedure to prepare eggplant, but this is, you just have to take my word for it. This is fantastic. eggplant. And the steak's great too. Anyway, we'll end the video there, I guess. I don't know if that was any worth at all, but we'll see you in the next one.